You're watching Lawndale's Community Cable Television, Channel 22, community television for the South Bay.
Good evening, fans, and welcome to another exciting Channel 22 sports presentation. As tonight we're at Leuzinger High School as the Olympians take on the visiting Culver City Centaurs. Both teams come into this game with an overall record of 1-5. Culver City 0-3 in Bay League competition. Leuzinger 1-2. Leuzinger's one victory coming a couple of weeks ago here on Channel 22 Sports at the hands of the Inglewood Sentinels. Inglewood, that game score was 18-8 as a final. Of course, last week we covered Inglewood and Hawthorne over at Coleman Field. But tonight we're here to watch Leuzinger Olympians see if they can put victory number 2 in the win column against a team that should be considered, although their records are identical. My estimation is that this Leuzinger team is a better team than Culver City. Of course, that's why they play the games, and we'll see for sure. There you see the captains for Leuzinger down on the field. Let's run through them. Number 7 is Therian Fontenot. Number 1, of course, Lamar Johnson. 50, that's Daryl Guerin. And number 55 is Bo Mamwa. So, want you to enjoy tonight's contest with us. The captains are waiting for the Centaurs to now take the field or to meet them at midfield. And here the Centaurs come now for the ceremonial opening coin toss. So, we're expecting a good game tonight, fans, and I think you're going to get just that. It's a very clear, crisp night. So, let's go down to the field for our coin toss.
Good evening, guys. Let's have a good game tonight. Remember, you guys are the captains. Keep the teams under control. Let's have a good one. Culver, you travel, so you can call it. Who's going to call it? Call in the air? Tails. Tails are called, and it is heads. Use one to top. Sure. Let's see. Which goal would you like to defend? That. Okay, turn it back on this way.
So as you just heard, thanks to the excellent audio being provided tonight, the Centaurs, as the visiting team, get to make the call heads or tails. They lost the coin flip. Leuzinger elected to receive. So the Olympians will go on offense first tonight. Another Bay League competition going on tonight over at Hawthorne High School. A battle for first place in the Bay League as the Peninsula Panthers and the Cougars do battle. Other Bay League competition includes Beverly Hills at Miracosta and Inglewood is at Santa Monica. If we get any scores from that crosstown game, the Hawthorne Peninsula game, we'll pass them along to you. And there you see the Olympians taking the field. And the stands have started to fill up a bit more here. Hasn't been quite the kind of season that the Olympians have hoped for, but the football program, just as the basketball program a few years ago had to do, goes through a rebuilding process. But I can tell you that there are a lot of good young players in this program who, in the seasons to come, are going to make a difference. And all you got to do is keep an eye on them for the next couple of years. Of course, the real Olympian fans will definitely be there. Dropping back. There you see the kicker for the Centaurs getting ready. The Reggie Roby of the Bay League. That's Devon Wallace. He'll be kicking off apparently for the Centaurs. Back to receive are Johnson and Foster. It's going to be taken by Johnson at the 7. Johnson looking for a hole, and he's going to be brought down just as he crosses the 20-yard line. So, from the 20, it'll be 1st and 10 for the Olympians.
So the Olympians will start this beautiful fall football game at the 20, 1st and 10.
Olympians don't figure to show many surprises. They open with David Marshall under center at quarterback. They line up in the I, 2 receiver split. Hand it off to the second man through. Of course, that's Fontenot. And as you can expect, we will call his name on numerous occasions tonight.
Carrying the ball for the first play of the game is Therian Fontenot. Hit and tackled by number 23. That's Dwayne Harris.
All right.
Gain of
Let's
4
watch a
on the play.
replay of that last play, fans. There you see the handoff to Fontenot, and Leuzinger gets off to a good start there. Fontenot picking up 5 yards on the carry. This time the backfield has Fontenot and Michaela. They keep it on the ground to Fontenot. He's got a hole. He heads around the right side. He's only got a couple of guys to beat, being given pursuit by number 87. Spins away, still on his feet. And this is going to be a touchdown for Therian Fontenot. 75-yard touchdown run in the first minute and 4 seconds of the ball game, and Leuzinger goes on top early by a score of 6-0. Boy, just like that, fans. 1 minute into the contest, Leuzinger goes on top by a score of 6-0, courtesy of the 75-yard run. Extra point is blocked. So our score stands: Leuzinger 6, Culver City nothing. The Culver City will have their first chance on offense with this kickoff coming up. Let's enjoy that replay again, fans. Here you'll see out of the eye, Therian Fontenot goes on the right side. Big hole there. You're going to see number 27 give pursuit. Actually takes the angle off on him. And there 27, just bad tackling there, allows him to get away. And Fontenot goes the rest of the way virtually untouched for the touchdown.
Setting up the ball, number 65, Edgardo Lopez.
Leuzinger now kicking off. And it's handled by one of the up men. Actually, the guy who handles the kicking for them. That's Devon Wallace. And Wallace takes it out to the 36-yard line, where it'll be 1st and 10 for Culver City. So this will be our first opportunity to see the Sentinels. On the quarterback for them is Cameron Phillips, number 1. They come out of the I as well, handing it off to the second man through, and he's going to be dropped for a loss of 2 on the play. That was Ashford, number 2, you see on your screen there on the carry for the Centaurs. Once again, let's watch this opening Centaur play on the replay. Good coverage there by number 53 for the Olympians. And, of course, we know that that's Derek Winston. So it's a 2nd down and 12 now. Once again, they keep it on the ground, giving it to number 2. And in on the tackle for the Olympians that time was David Brown, along with Winston again. There you see Brown on your screen, 165-pound sophomore. Also does a little running for the Olympians. We're still very early in the contest, fans. We've got 9.5 minutes left here in the first quarter as we watch this replay again. There you see Brown making the initial contact. Holds him up just long enough for some help to get there to bring him down. Drops back, looking to pass. Under trouble, and he's going to be sacked. And once again, that's 53. We may have an unsportsmanlike conduct, but that was Winston on the tackle, along with Lance Howard for the Olympians. But we've got a flag on the play. Let's watch the replay one more time as Phillips, the quarterback. There, Phillips, number 53, comes around the left side on the stunt, untouched. And this penalty is going to go against the Olympians. Referee indicates that it's still 4th down. Nonetheless, 4th down and 12. So the Centaurs are going to punt.
That's Carlos Hernandez getting ready to punt.
Back to receive is Bell. Bell needs to get a hand on it. Does. Picks it up at about the 20. Given ground. Looking for the corner. Slows up and he's brought down at the 20-yard line. So once again, the Olympians will start from their own 20. Their last series of downs lasted 2 plays. There you see a near block of the punt. And the punt bounces away from the return man. There you see the return man trying to get to it because that's a live ball. Picks it up at about the 18-yard line. Well, it looks like they're going to have to kick it again. They're calling the procedure penalty. As we enjoy the replay here, I can just tell you in live action, there was a penalty call against the Centaurs, a procedure penalty, so they'll be kicking again. Okay, here's the punt again. Let's see what happens. Nearly the same results in terms of the punt taking a bounce. And for Culver City, even though they got backed up 5 yards, they come out of it pretty good. In fact, in a rare occasion, Leuzinger loses 2 yards on the second punt. Because now the ball is going to be spotted at the Leuzinger 18-yard line, where it'll be 1st and 10 for the Olympians.
Again, all the action will be played tonight. You're going to watch this game on Channel 22. Rufus Washington on the mic. Replaying tonight, cable Channel 22.
So we've got 8:23 left here in the first quarter. This is Leuzinger's second possession of the first quarter. They keep it on the ground, and making the tackle for the Centaurs is Ryan Riddle.
McCullough doesn't get anywhere. Hit and tackled immediately by Ryan Riddle from the linebacker. No gain on the play.
So no gain on the play makes it a 2nd down and 10 now for the Olympians. David Marshall, the quarterback. This time they put 3 wide outs on the right side. They fake the handoff. Marshall still has it, finally lets it go, hits his man over the middle for a very short gain on the play. That pass completed to Alpha English.
6 yards on the play. Long
English, of course, the main receiver on offense for the Olympians.
from the 25.
There you see the fake reverse. Marshall dropping back and gets away a nice pass there to English for a short gain. It's a 3rd and 4, is it now? And we're going to have offsides. The defense saying there was movement on the offensive line. We'll have to see what the officials say. Looks like they're going to call it against Culver City, however. And if they do, should be enough for the first down.
Dead ball, ball start. The offense. You walked her wrong.
They marked it off against the defense, but the referee says it's against the offense, so it's going to back the Leuzinger offense up 5 yards, and it'll make it a 3rd down and 9. There you see Coach Bobby Greer
3rd and 9 from the
on your screen. Well, what Coach Greer thought they had gotten away with one because the side judge moved it forward when he should have been moving it backward by 5. So it's a 3rd down and 9 for the Olympians now. Not sure what that play was, but Marshall goes down on the play. Looked like they wanted to run the option, but it just didn't unfold for them.
Coming up from the bottom of the sack.
So give credit to the Culver City defense for being very alert on that play.
Creating a punting situation.
Olympians now forced to punt.
Chaz Foster to punt.
Back to punt is Chad Foster, number 5. Low snap, no trickery, gets the punt away. And Leuzinger needs to down it. It's going back their way. Very, very short punt as the Centaurs get possession at the Leuzinger 35-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 for Culver City with 6:03 left in the first quarter on Lawndale's Community Cable Channel 22. Again, Phillips is the QB, and boy, he has one heavy-duty running back in the backfield with him, number 20. Their own version of Ironhead Haywood, and it's going to be brought down by Leuzinger defense, who's swarming to the ball. That was Lamar Johnson and Tavita Macalo.
Loss of 4 on the play. Moves the ball back to close to the 40-yard line of the Olympians.
Loss of 4 on the play makes it 2nd down and 14. There you see the blitz. And number 8, Michaela gets a good pursuit also by number 71. Once again, they keep it on the ground. This time they pick up about 4 on the play. They'll make it a 3rd down and 10.
Robert Jackson up the middle is tackled by.
That was Jackson with the carry.
Gain of 4 on the play, 3rd and 11. Ball is at the 36-yard line.
So the Centaurs, who got excellent field position to start this drive, have been unable to advance the ball much. Look, fumble, Leuzinger has it. And Leuzinger creates the turnover. Coming up with it is number 5, Chad Foster. Doing one of the things that a couple of weeks ago, Coach Greer told us they had to do. Let's watch the replay here. It's number 2 with the carry. And that 55, that fumble was caused by number 55 of the Olympians. That's Bo Mwamwa. There you go. Gets a hand in there, which is a tactic that we see a lot of football players at all levels doing now, where they punch at the ball. So it's 1st and 10 for the Olympians. Here's a pass over the middle to Chad Foster. That's complete. Out near a 1st down. Excellent fake run that time by the Leuzinger offense. Matter of fact, it was so good, they faked their camera out. There you see a good pass there by Marshall. I like how Marshall stands tall in the pocket, eyes his receiver, and gets a good throw off to him. A lot of power on that ball. This time the backs are split. Marshall drops back to pass again. Gets it out to Fontenot. Fontenot going around the right corner. Looking for some running room. Picks up the 1st down in Centaur territory at the 35-yard line. Excellent call that time by the Olympians as the Centaurs were showing blitz, which meant that there was single coverage on the receiver. And there you see it, Marshall standing tall. Gets it outside of blitz, and when the ball gets in the hands of Fontenot, who's an excellent running back, well, it looks like we had a flag on the play, fans. Got to keep an eye on the field, and that flag was against the Olympians. So the completion goes for naught as it's called back. 5-yard penalty assessed against the Olympians will now make it a 1st and 15. Olympians keep it on the ground. This is Fontenot, big hole up the middle, and he's probably going. He is going all the way. Therian Fontenot on a 60-yard TD run. A 60-yard touchdown run for Therian Fontenot. Add that to his 75-yard touchdown run earlier in this quarter, and that's 135 yards already in the books. And we've still got 3:47 left in the 1st quarter, fans. Olympians this time are going to go for 2. There's the handoff. No indication yet from the official. They're stacked up right down the goal line, and now we see the indication that the 2-point conversion was no good. So, Leuzinger now leads by a score of 12-0, still in the 1st quarter on Lawndale's Community Cable Channel 22, fans. Look, and there you see Therian Fontenot going the last 30 yards or so untouched. There's the Olympian kickoff. Now taken by one of the up men. And he gets out to about the 30-yard line. Brought down on an arm tackle by the Leuzinger special teams. So the Centaurs, trailing now by a score of 12-0, go on offense from their own 30-yard line. No, we're still in first quarter action, fans. We've got 3 minutes, 40 seconds left in quarter number 1. Leuzinger has already jumped out to a 12-0 lead. That last touchdown courtesy of a fumble. This time they pitch it back to number 2, who seems to be the main running back in their attack. And he's gang tackled, looks like for a loss of 1 at least. That's Michael Ashford. Ashford's a 155-pound tailback junior. Small in stature at 5'4", but big and hard. Clock now running under 3 minutes left here in the first quarter. Phillips, the quarterback. Once again, they show I. They pass it out in the flat. They complete the pass, but it's going to be for negative yardage as they're going to lose 2 on the play. So, even the forward pass isn't working that well right now for the Sentinels. The loss is going to make it a 3rd and 14 now for the Sentinels. They spotted at the 26. It's a 3rd and 14. They fake the handoff this time. They put it up in the air, and no, they're showing it's complete for the first down. So give the Centaurs a little bit of credit on that play. Excellent offensive play that time by the Centaurs. Let's watch that pass completion again, because boy, it certainly looked like it was on the ground. Oh, that was an incompletion. You can see that was trapped. Referees just missed that one, folks. But as they move the chains, let's see if we can see that one more time. And in addition, it appears we've got a penalty on the play. These guys are throwing the flags rather rapidly, plus they aren't giving us the indication. There you are. Now you have the personal foul called against the Olympians to add to it. So the Centaurs are now in Leuzinger territory at the Leuzinger 44-yard line. They keep it on the ground, hand it off to number 30, and he stopped for no gain on the play. That's Carlos Hernandez. So that'll make it a 2nd down and 11 for the Centaurs now. So, boy, they got a full house backfield on this. They give it to the deep back, number 8. He's got some running room down the sideline. Finally pushed out of bounds for the Olympians by Alpha English. Were it not for Alpha English, that would have been a touchdown on the run. Michael Ashford. Let's go to replay one more time. There you see the old wishbone there. Centaur at the back of it. And he goes around the left side. I mean, Ashford rather, excuse me. And Alpha English, Leuzinger's last line of defense, and he comes up big for the Olympians, but not until they get down to the 11-yard line, where it'll be 1st and 10 for the Centaurs. We've got under a minute left in the first quarter. Once again, they keep it on the ground, this time for a very short gain. On the stop for the Olympians, that was number 1, Lamar Johnson. Let's watch Johnson's play again. We didn't see, the main thing he did was he shed the blocker initially and stepped into the hole to bring down the running back. This time they fake going to the air. They do, nearly intercepted by Alpha English. That pass was intended for Robert Jackson.
Jackson is incomplete. So from the 8-yard line, it will be 3rd down.
Let's watch a replay again. That's Phillips, pass over the middle, and Alpha English gets a hand in to knock it down. Makes it a 3rd down and 8 now. We've got 13 seconds left in the first quarter. Leuzinger leading by a score, 12-0. Oh, they faked the handoff. Nice fake. There's a pass in the flat to 20, and no indication from the official. Centaurs think it's a touchdown, and they're giving the referee a bit of their ear.
8 yards on the pass.
Well, they pick up the first down out of it.
To Devon Wallace, and the Centaurs are on the board.
Let's watch a replay again. There you see a nice fake there by Phillips, the quarterback. Hits his receiver, number 20. And, of course, that's Devon Wallace. Wallace does a little bit of everything for him. Does give him the first down. Here's another pass in the flat, and that's a touchdown.
Michael Ashford from Cameron Phillips.
Out of the same formation, that pass goes to number 2. I told you we call this name often. That was Ashford. So, with 5 seconds left, they get on the board on a 1-yard touchdown pass. Oh, wow. Okay. See. Okay. All right. Excuse me. Let me correct something, fans. First of all, they did score the touchdown, although we didn't see the touchdown indication from the official, and I was looking right at the side judge. So on the play where Devon Wallace, number 20, the big back, caught it, that was a touchdown play, and the last play was a 2-point conversion. So Foster takes the kickoff from the 7. He's got a big hole. He's out near midfield, still on his feet. They bring him down at the 45-yard line. And that's the end of the first quarter, fans, with Leuzinger leading by a score of 12-8 on Lawndale's Community Cable Channel 22.
37 yards on the run back attempt. Olympians take over 1st and 10 from the 46-yard line. That is the end of the first quarter, ladies and gentlemen. It's the Olympians of Leuzinger High School 12, the Centaurs of Culver 8. Ladies and gentlemen, we thank you so much for supporting Leuzinger Athletics, and you folks from Culver High School area, thank you so much for coming to beautiful Lawndale, visiting us on this beautiful fall evening and supporting your team. And we ask you to purchase a program. It's just $1.50. And when you do so, you help Leuzinger Athletics. Thank you so much.
So, after one quarter, the Leuzinger Olympians lead by a score of 12-8, giving up the late touchdown there in the first quarter.
1st and 10 Olympians, 46-yard line.
With 13 seconds left in the quarter, they give up the touchdown and the 2-point conversion. But now it's 1st and 10 for the Olympians. Out of the I formation, they give it off to the first back through, who's Michaela.
On his feet, that's jersey number 8.
And Michaela picks about 5 yards on the play.
All right at the midfield stripe, 49-yard line actually, of Centaur territory.
Let's go to a replay of that last run by Tavita McCullough.
2nd and 5 from the 49.
Makes it a 2nd down and 5 for the Olympians from the Centaur 49-yard line. Olympians hand it off to Fontenot. Fontenot gets back to the line of scrimmage, picks up maybe a yard on the play. And he really had to scramble to pick up that yard. At one point, the Centaur defense position to take him down for a loss on the play, but they let him get away. And he picks up about 2 on the play, makes it a 3rd down and 4 for the Centaurs.
Correction, that's a gain of a yard, so call it 3rd down. 3rd and holding the offense during the play.
Now we got a penalty called against the Olympians. They call holding. That's going to back them up 10 yards on the holding penalty. It's going to take the ball back to the Olympian 33-yard line. In order to pick up a 1st down, they've got to get down to the 44. So it's a 2nd and 24 they're calling it for the Olympians. Going to have offsides against the Centaurs. One of the interior linemen, a little anxious there.
Dead ball, Coachman, defense, 5 yards, still 2nd down.
Encroachment called against Culver.
So it's now a 2nd down and 19 for the Olympians. David Marshall, the quarterback. They put 3 wide receivers into the formation, all on the right side. Pitch it back to Fontenot. Fontenot coming around the right side. It's going to be taken down at about the 46-yard line. That was the original line of scrimmage. So it'll be, so it's going to be a 3rd down and 10 for the Olympians now. There you see a shot of a couple of the Leuzinger fans, a future Olympian there taking in the action. This time they split the 3 receivers to the left side of the formation. Fontenot goes out to receive, pass too high. It's going to be incomplete. It'll bring up a punting situation now for the Olympians.
Centaurs. Chaz Foster standing on his own 32-yard line, ready to punt. Line of scrimmage is 46. Gets an Olympian roll. Down inside the 20, down to the
at the Olympian,
call it the 11-yard
at the,
line.
excuse me, at the Centaur 11-yard line. Where to be 1st and 10 for the Centaurs with 9:19 left here in the first half.
From the offense. We'll have a call against
Now we've got another flag on the play. I tell you,
5-yard penalty.
these officials have been very liberal with the flag tonight, to say the least. That penalty is going to go against the Olympians.
Back to a local line of scrimmage from the 46.
So the Olympians will be forced to kick again. They call it an illegal procedure.
Where Chaz Foster will punt
So
again.
Foster now will kick from his own, lines up at about his own 28-yard line. Jackson once again back to receive for the Centaurs. High snap, gets it down, nearly blocked once again. Excellent kick. Mishandled by Jackson. Now he picks it up. Got some running room. Nice block put on there by one of the Centaurs. And Jackson gets it out over the 20, out to about the 25. They're going to spot it officially at the 24-yard line, where it'll be 1st and 10 for the Centaurs.
Ball is at the 24-yard line. 1st and 10 Centaurs. Handoff to Michael Ashford is hit for a loss in the backfield by Therian Fontenot
Okay,
and Lo Moi Moi.
once again, we're back on that play. There was a loss on that play for the Centaurs. Makes it a 2nd down and 14. Not sure what's happening here. A few technical difficulties, but we'll get it ironed out for you fans. Here's a pass to the big back, man. You don't see many guys that size go into the formation. That's big number 20. And boy, he got a charge out of the play. That was Devon Wallace. Now let's take a look at that replay again. That play goes for a 1st down. That's Devon Wallace, 5'8", 240 pounds. How many guys this size do you see in the? Look at that stiff arm that he puts on Donald Bell and rolls right over Chester Johnson. That play probably made this season. That pass incomplete, not sure where it was intended. The receivers went to the outside. The pass was thrown over the middle. Nobody home for the Centaurs on that play.
Jason Estevez. So 2nd and 10 from the 40.
So the Leuzinger defense forced a quick pass that time. Didn't give the Culver City offense a chance to run the formation that they wanted to. So it's a 2nd down and 10. We've got 7:55 left in the 1st half. They give it off once again to number 20. And he's going to be stopped for very little gain on the play. They stop his forward progress, but they don't bring him down because he's a load to bring down, boy. Devon Wallace listed at 5'8", 240. I don't believe either one of those statistics. He ain't 5 feet 8 inches tall, and he don't weigh 240. We got a timeout taken on the field now by the Leuzinger Olympians. So with 7:25 left in the 1st half, Leuzinger takes a timeout, leading by a score of 12-8 on Lawndale's Community Cable Channel 22 as we watch a replay of that last play.
We have a timeout on the field. Timeout Leuzinger, 7:25. With the Olympians in front.
Olympians right now in a timeout. There you see our score 12-8 as you watch the Leuzinger flag squad along with the very pumped up band tonight trying to get the crowd into this ball game. Leuzinger started out like gangbusters as they scored 2 touchdowns within the first 8 minutes of the contest. Neither of their extra point attempts were good. They led by a score of 12-0. But the Centaurs answered in that first quarter with 13 seconds left on an 8-yard pass. Now we're back to live action. And that pass is incomplete. You know, the quarterback gets charged for the incompletion, but quite frankly, that was a drop by the receiver. And something I've been pushing for years. There should be a stat that's kept that shows drops so that that incompletion doesn't go against the quarterback. And I believe that should be at all levels of football.
That's Devon Wallace going back to punt. Donald Bell back to you for the Olympians.
Now we see the Centaurs punting. Good punt that time by Wallace.
Donald Bell.
It's going to be taken by Bell. Bell got some running room up the left side. Still on his feet. Still on his feet. Finally goes down. Looks like they're going to call him down at the 27-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Olympians from their own 27, as you see Bell on your screen. Let's enjoy the replay one more time of this return by Donald Bell. There you see a nice fake there. Avoids the initial tackle, and on special teams, particularly punt returns, avoiding that initial tackle is so important.
David Marshall at the QB.
Olympians keep it on the ground. That's Fontenot with the carry. And looks like he's going to pick up about 4, maybe 5 on the play.
Darian Marshall off the handoff from David Marshall. Darian Fontenot on the handoff from David Marshall for a gain of 5 yards. So it will be 2nd and 5. Line of scrimmage. The 34
They call it a scoreboard shows it as 2nd and 5. A long 5 it is. We've got 6.5 minutes left here in the first half. Leuzinger leading by a score, 12-8. Nice handoff this time to number 1. But he's going to be stacked up for a short gain on the play as the tackle is made by Harris of the Centaurs, number 23.
on the carry. Hit and tackled by Harris for the Centaurs. Takes the ball up to the line of scrimmage. Probably 3rd down and
Again,
long 4.
2 1 and 5 teams looking to improve their record tonight. You got to consider the Olympians a slight favorite in this contest. They've got 1 win in Bay League competition. Centaurs are winless, 0-3 in Bay League competition. 3rd down and 5 now. They put 3 wide receivers in the formation to the right side. Here's a pitch back once again to number 1. And he's not going anywhere on the play. Loses maybe a yard. So the Centaurs, not fooled by the 3 receivers in the formation, it's going to make it a 4th down for the Olympians. And there you see the call on the pitch to Johnson. Goes for no gain. Centaur defense not fooled at all by the 3 wide receivers in the formation. So Jackson back to receive. Nice punt by Morton. Takes a Leuzinger, not Morton. I'm thinking of Chad Morton, who wears number 5 for SC, but rather Chad Foster. Ball scoots out of bounds at the 25-yard line. So it'll be 1st and 10 for the Centaurs from their own 25-yard line. 4:41 left in the first half. They're looking to close the gap, which right now is 12-8 in favor of the Olympians. First and 10 for the Centaurs now. Phillips, the quarterback. His backfield has Ashford and Wallace. They give it to Ashford. Ashford looking for some room around the right corner. It's going to be brought down on the play. Excellent tackle by Fontenot, because Ashford was looking to get up ahead of steam on that play. There you see Fontenot on your screen. I'm sure Coach Bobby Greer happy that he's a junior and will be back next year. So they say there was a loss of 1 on the play, makes it a 2nd down and 11. Once again, they keep it on the ground. This is number 7 with the carry, picks up the 1st down. First time we've called his name tonight, Ryan Riddle with the carry for the Centaurs. That takes it out to the 45-yard line. There you see the replay, the handoff straight up the middle. Leuzinger bent on it as they over-pursued on that play. Riddle gets into the secondary, and it takes Fontenot to bring him down. And now we've got a timeout on the field. That timeout being taken by the Centaurs of Culver City. Gives us a chance to tell you this game is brought to you courtesy of the Lawndale City Council and the Lawndale Cable Usage Corporation, who make all of these broadcasts possible.
Final 2 games of the season will be played right here in beautiful Leuzinger High School. Friday, November 6th against Hawthorne, 7:30 start time. And the final game of the season, Friday, November 13th against Santa Monica, 7:30.
Timeout gives us a chance to see if we can, the rest of the Leuzinger schedule is as follows. Next week, they're on the road at Peninsula. That is an afternoon game. Of course, as you well know, Peninsula plays all of their home games in the afternoon. That game is a 2:45 start. Then the following week, they have Hawthorne at home, and they close out the season against Santa Monica at home. So they travel next week, then they close out the season with 2 home games, Hawthorne and Santa Monica. Once again, they keep it on the ground. Riddle with the carry once again. Got one Olympian slow to get up. That's number 53. That's Winston. Coach Greer out to help him off the field. He's walking off under his own steam, which is a good sign. And Winston comes off to a round of applause from the crowd. We're still in a timeout situation here on Lawndale's Community Cable Channel 22. Let's take a quick station break, fans, on Lawndale's Community Cable Channel 22. We'll be right back.
Fans, we have a very nice halftime show for you, courtesy of the...
All right, we're back to live action now. It's a 2nd down and 4 for the Centaurs from the Leuzinger 49-yard line. They fake the handoff. They hit big number 20 once again. Let's see who he bowls over this time. And I tell you, he's finally brought down by Alpha English. I will say, you don't see too many Olympians running to get up in his grill. As I told you, he's listed in the program as 240. Let's watch this again. And this kid's name is Devon Wallace. And once he gets up ahead of steam, he's like Craig Ironhead Haywood. There you go. Look at Alpha English going along for the ride. And number 2, Chester Johnson, decides he wants a few cleats in his chest, so he jumps in too. And referee blows the play dead. Going to have a procedure penalty against the Centaurs. That pushes the ball back out to the 25-yard line. So it's going to be a 1st and 15. in a game that started so promising for the Olympians. Their momentum has been slowed a little bit as this Culver City team actually is putting on a pretty decent showing for a team that's 1-5. Once again, you see him keeping it on the ground. This is number 7. He gets inside the 10-yard line. That's Ryan Riddle. And it's going to be first and goal for the Centaurs inside the 10 at about the 5-yard line. Here you see the replay. And you're going to see Faust. And there you see David Marshall, the quarterback, on the stop, along with Chester Johnson. Exactly 2 minutes left here in the first half, fans. Leuzinger leads right now by a score of 12-8, but the Centaurs have first and goal from the 7-yard line. They give it off to number 20, and he goes through a hole. Still digging, and finally brought down by number 55 for the Olympians, by number 22, by number 1, and you could probably call 4 or 5 other numbers. Man, I tell you, there's a kid who likes to play football. He's just having some fun out there, Devon Wallace. Let's call it at the 3 because in the defense gets so much wear and tear, somewhat difficult to tell exactly where the ball is. But it's second and goal from the 3. Let's stay with live action, guys. Here's a pass out in the flat, going for his receiver. Great defensive play there by Therian Fontenot. Fontenot with the excellent defensive play to knock it away. Pass intended for Ashford. Let's watch a replay of that excellent defensive play by Fontenot. A little bit of incidental contact there with the right hand. No flag from the official. That means it was a good play. So this is definitely 4-down territory. We got 49 seconds left here in the first half. Once again, they keep it on the ground. This time it's Ashford. Nothing doing. So Leuzinger defense stepping up to the challenge right now as they make it a 4th and goal. Ball spotted at approximately the 5-yard line, and we're going to have a timeout taken by the Centaurs. There you see number 71 in there for the Olympians. A little bit of confusion as to who's in what jerseys. We'll mention that to the athletic department next week. Centaurs with a 4th and goal from the 5-yard line and 39 seconds left in the first half. They call timeout, wanting to capitalize on this scoring opportunity.
Fans, this is a good time to let your Olympians know that you're the 12th man on the field. A little defense.
Well, they show they're definitely going for it. They send a single receiver out here. They stack the backfield. They give it off to the second man through. That's number 7. And you're going to have a flag on the play. He didn't score on that play. That was Riddle. But let's see how the flag influences this. Looking to the referee for the indication. And it was against the Centaurs. Leuzinger declines it, so they hold on downs. Centaurs had first and goal from the 7-yard line and can't get it in. Give a big hand to the Leuzinger defense. Let's watch a replay of this last play on the goal line stand. There you see a lot of gang tackling by the Olympians. Number of players in there. Fontenot up top. Tavita Michaela down low. And so, with 32 seconds left, Leuzinger has a ball, but they're backed up deep in their own territory. Good call here on the quarterback keeper. No need to do anything foolish, take any unnecessary risk here. And I think the Olympians are going to be content to go into the locker room. Looks like they may try one more play here. We got 11 seconds, clock running. We're under 10 now. I don't think they're going to get another, and that'll be the last play of the first half. So, after one half, Leuzinger with a big goal line stand holds on to their first half lead of 12-8. Leuzinger jumped out to 12 quick points in the first quarter, courtesy of a 75-yard touchdown run by Fontenot and a 60-yard touchdown run by Fontenot. The Centaurs came back deep in the first quarter with 13 seconds left to score a touchdown on an 8-yard TD pass, and the two-point conversion was good, and that's where we stand after one half at a score of 12-8 on Lawndale's Community Cable Channel 22. We'll join you for third quarter action, fans. Okay, fans, we're back for second half action with Leuzinger leading by a score of 12-8. They're kicking off to the Centaurs to start the third quarter. There you see a low squib kick. This one's going to be taken by one of the up men, big number 20 again. He's carrying the crowd. He carries the load out to the 36-yard line. So it's going to be 1st and 10 from the 36 for the Centaurs. That first half action saw 3 touchdowns scored, 2 by the Olympians, 1 by the Centaurs. The Olympians' 2 touchdowns came courtesy of Therian Fontenot. The first on a 75-yard touchdown run, the second on a 60-yard touchdown run. Olympian extra point attempts were unsuccessful on both touchdowns. There go their 12 points. They open with the ball on the ground. Michael Ashford, who handled most of the running for them in the first half. And the tackle being made by Derek Winston, number 53. So it's a 2nd down and 10 for the Centaurs now. Well, this play doesn't go anywhere. Tavita McCullough on the play, along with number 53 in our program is Derek Winston. So it's a loss of 4 for the Centaurs. Makes it a 3rd and 14. They're going to be generous, call it a loss of 3. So it's a 3rd and 13. Number 1, Phillips, still the quarterback. In the backfield with him is number 2, Ashford. That one's intercepted by Chad Foster, and he's got the sideline, and it's a touchdown for Chad Foster.
32-yard reception, 32-yard interception on the play.
And they call it a 32-yard interception return for the touchdown by Chad Foster for the Olympians.
Olympians go up 18-8, going for the point after attempt.
And once again, they get the early score here. This one comes at 10:19 of the third quarter. If you recall, their first score came at 10:56 of the first quarter. So the Olympians again have shown a propensity to get off to the quick start. Here's a two-point attempt, and it's good. That's Tavita McCullough with the two-point conversion. So the Olympians now lead by a score of 20-8, courtesy of the 32-yard interception return for a touchdown by Chad Foster. Here's the pick coming up, fans. There you see Foster stepping in front of the intended receiver. Goes down the sideline untouched. Here's another angle on that. Excellent interception there by Chad Foster.
Number 65, Edgardo Lopez, sets it up.
And here's the kickoff. It's going to be taken by number 20 for the Centaurs. And he's brought down out across the 25-yard line. Wallace on the return. And that kid feels no pain. Wallace, the 5'8", 240-pound fullback. There you see the special teams coach for the Olympians and the defensive coordinator. The Centaurs keep it on the ground for no gain. Very little gain on the play.
Johnny Mendez makes the stop after a gain of a little over a yard. Call it second and a long 8. Wallace, 27-yard line.
Hey, someone's got to let me know when my starting linebacker is not out there.
They call it a 2nd and 9 now for the Centaurs. Keep it on the ground. Ashford once again, no gain on the play.
Ashford is stopped by Darryl Garrett.
Makes it a 3rd down and 9 for
A yard on the play.
the Olympians now. For the Centaurs. Let's look at the replay once again.
6-yard line. Call it the 25-yard line.
There you see McCullough along with number 50 in on the tackle for the Olympians. In our program, that's Darryl Garrett, number 50. So on the 3rd and long, fumble on the play. Looks like the Centaurs may have recovered it.
You can credit that heavy sack to Lamar Johnson causing the fumble.
So it's going to make it a 4th and long. In on that play for the Olympians, number 22, David Brown. Back to receive for the Olympians, number 2, Chester Johnson.
Chester Johnson. Wallace, low punt
Good kick, gets gotten away.
from the 40.
Johnson picks it up at his 40. Looking for some room to run, giving up ground. Goes to the sideline and driven out of bounds by a host of defenders for the driven out of bounds by a host of Centaurs. For those of you who are fans of Greek mythology, you know what a centaur is.
10 from the 41-yard line. Leuzinger very much in a playoff hunt. 1-2 in league play.
Centaur, of course, the old half man, half horse. Sign in the zodiac. But it's a 1st and 10 for the Olympians at their own 40-yard line. They got a single back. That's Fontenot. There's a pitch back to him. Should be a flag on it. There was holding by the Olympians. Didn't get picked up by the official. Gets it out near midfield at about the 49. Give him a gain of 8 on the play. Should be a 2nd down and 2 for the Olympians. We've got 7:35 left in the 3rd quarter.
Officials place the ball 46-yard line.
Getting some indication that some of the players' names don't match the uniforms they have on. Here's Fontenot breaking through. Fontenot's got some room. Still farms this receiver. And it's a 53-yard touchdown run for Therian Fontenot. His 3rd long run of the game.
Credit that unofficially. That's 54 yards off of the line of scrimmage from number 7, Therian Fontenot.
So Fontenot is padding his stats tonight at the expense of the Centaurs.
I'm counting to 11.
That touchdown extends the Leuzinger lead to 26-8. And we've still got 19 minutes left in the contest.
Olympians going for 2.
Leuzinger goes for 2 points here. And that one doesn't go any place. So the 2-point conversion is no good.
So it's 7:04 left in the 3rd quarter. It's your Olympians.
So
26,
Leuzinger
Centaurs from Culver.
now leads by a score of 26-8. Out of their 4 touchdowns, Fontenot has scored 3. And listen to these runs, fans. 75 yards, 60 yards, and this one 53. If we do just a little bit of quick arithmetic, that's 135 plus 50. That's 188 yards. Here's the replay again of Fontenot's 53-yard touchdown run. Of course, they all have looked just the same. Once he breaks past the line of scrimmage, uses a good left straight arm on the pursuing defender and scores a touchdown. Here we see another angle on that replay. Now we're back to live action. This is the special teams of the Centaurs on the return. They get it out to the 33-yard line. And it's spotted officially at the 32, where it'll be 1st down and 10 for the Centaurs from the 32-yard line. We've got 6:55 left in the 3rd quarter with Leuzinger leading by a score of 26-8. Looks like the route is on. Phillips still under center at quarterback. They keep it on the ground. That's Ashford with the carry. Not a lot happening there. One would expect pretty soon to see the Centaurs go to the air. I think they're the Olympians have clearly mastered their running game. Of course, they've already given up 1 touchdown via the air on the interception return by Chad Foster, 32 yards. So when the defense takes away all of your options, there's not a lot left that you can do. 2nd down and 13 for the Centaurs. They've got 1 man deep in the backfield. Look like they're going to throw a pass here to the quarterback, and they do. Well, no, this pass was to number 6. The pass was completed, but Jason Estevez paid the price. Let's watch a replay of that pass to Jason Estevez, and look at how quickly the Leuzinger defense gets to it. There you see number 55 giving pursuit. Back to live action, and this play goes for no gain. Leuzinger defense, that's David Brown, along with number 53. Again, in our program, 53 is Derek Winston. So Brown and Winston combined to bring him down for no gain on the play. Makes it a 4th and 16 now. Clock running, under 5 minutes left in the third quarter. Leuzinger leading by a score of 28, or rather 26-8. Another good punt by Wallace. Ball bounces back into Centaur territory at the 49-yard line of the Centaurs. So they go on offense, the Olympians do, with 4:35 left in the third quarter, leading by a score of 26-8 on Lawndale's Community Cable Channel 22. David Marshall still under center at quarterback. Gives it off to the second man through. That's Lamar Johnson. Gain of about 4 on the play. Actually, that. Okay, there you see Johnson on your screen, along with Chad Foster. Number 8 that you see there is Davida McCullough. Okay, second down and 7 for the Olympians. This time they're in the I formation. They give it off to the first back through. And he's going to be stopped for a very little gain. Actually, that was 22. Looked like that may have been David Brown on the carry for the Olympians.
That's David Brown on the carry. My correction. Gain of 2 on the play. Call it 3rd and 5.
So it's a 3rd down and 5 now for the Olympians. Marshall drops back the pass, looks left, throws left, and the pass is incomplete. Pass intended for Fontenot. Underthrown, however, or either Fontenot didn't run the right route. Brings up a 4th down for the Olympians. Let's watch the replay once again. There you see Marshall throwing out on the left side. Ball grossly underthrown by over 5 yards. Sometimes an underthrown pass like that, because he certainly wasn't under pressure, makes you think that they run a different thing. Leuzinger they fake the punt. However, special teams play by the Centaurs keeps them from picking up the first down. So the Centaurs are going to take over on downs at their own 40-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Culver City Centaurs with 2:59 exactly left in the third quarter. First and 10 for the Centaurs. Full house backfield for them. They keep it on the ground. This time on the carry is Carlos Hernandez. They give him a gain of 5 on the play, makes it a 2nd down and 5 for the Centaurs now. They need to get the midfield to pick up the first. Once again, they keep it on the ground. With the carry again is Hernandez. Going to make it a 3rd down and 2 now. Big 3rd down play coming up here for the Leuzinger defense. They drop back to pass. And that one's intercepted by Fontenot. Therian Fontenot is getting ready to score his 4th touchdown of the game. And now we've got a flag on the play. And they're going to call it a 44-yard touchdown interception return for the touchdown. The flag came after the play, after the touchdown. Touchdown should stand. There's a touchdown. And a dead ball foul. And a dead ball foul against the Centaurs. That extends the score now to 32-8 with the Olympian extra point attempt coming up. It's Alec Jones. A high snap, just needs to pick it up. Picks it up, and he goes down on the play. So, the extra point attempt, our program shows as 65 is Alec Jones. But let's watch a replay one more time of that interception by Fontenot. There you see him step into the passing lane near, and that's an easy 6 as he struts down the right sideline. He knows it's a touchdown. Centaurs know it's a touchdown. And that makes our score 32-8. Leuzinger already with 3 touchdowns here in the 3rd quarter. I've said it to you before, fans, and I'll say it again. This Leuzinger team record does not reflect how good this team really is. And the Centaur return gets the ball out to the 32-yard line where it'll be 1st and 10 for the Centaurs. So the Centaurs have yet to solve this riddle of the Leuzinger defense, and it has put them in a huge hole. They're down by 24 now, 32-8.
Tackle made by number 75, Josh.
1st and 10 for the Centaurs. There's another pass attempt, and that one's incomplete. One might consider that a drop. So Therian Fontenot has 4 touchdowns in this game thus far. 2 in the 1st quarter, 2 here in the 3rd. Only consolation, if you're a Centaur fan, is that each one is getting shorter and shorter. He started with a 75-yard run. This next one was 60. The next one was 53. And this one, this last interception return for a touchdown was 44 yards. Centaurs with the inside handoff. Nothing doing. Nobody fooled there. They get back to the original line of scrimmage, maybe pick up half a yard on the play.
Gains a yard on the second effort. Marion Fontenot eventually tackles him. Credit the slowdown on that tackle, number 11, Alpha English.
So it's a 3rd down and 9 for the Centaurs now. We're under 30 seconds left here in the 3rd quarter. Pass over the middle falls harmlessly incomplete.
Intended for Robert Jackson is incomplete.
Incompletion brings up a punting situation.
From the 32-yard line. Correction, 34-yard line. Vaughn Wallace getting ready to punt. Chaz Foster deep.
Back to receive the punt for the Olympians is Chad Foster. Excellent punt there. Foster picks it up on the run. Avoids 2 defenders and is finally brought down out across his own 45-yard line. Let's call it the 46, where it'll be 1st and 10 for the Olympians with 6 seconds left here in the 3rd quarter.
So the Olympians will take over 1st and 10 from the 46-yard line, call it the 47, with 6 seconds left.
So unless something strange happens, this should be the last play of the 3rd quarter. Olympians in the I formation. Give it off to the second man through, who's McCullough. And he takes it into Centaur territory, down to the Centaur 47-yard line. Give him a gain of 5. Makes it a 2nd down and 5. And that was the last play of the 3rd quarter. So after 3 quarters, fans, the Leuzinger Olympians lead by a score of 32-8 over the visiting Centaurs of Culver City High.
Ladies and gentlemen, for those of you who are curious, Marion Fontenot with 4 touchdowns tonight, and his unofficial total is 215 yards and then some on the ground. Junior, number 7, Marion Fontenot.
So now the Olympians will be moving from the west to the east. It's a 2nd down and 8. They keep it on the ground. Going to be out near the 1st down. That's McCullough with the carry.
Peter McCullough comes off the pile off the carry. Very close to the 1st down marker.
And the indication
Third
from,
and very short yardage.
well, they're going to call it a 3rd and very short for the Olympians. 3rd and less than a foot. Here's a play where you Olympians can do several things on this play. One of those where you could go deep. Quarterback keeper picks up the 1st down.
Leuzinger 1st down. And then some. Number 10.
Not so much that it was an interesting call on the quarterback keeper, just a interesting way that the keeper was, that they ran that play.
So from the 39-yard line, call it the 40-yard line, Leuzinger 1st
So they spot the ball right on the 40-yard line where it'll be 1st and 10 for the Olympians. Foster and McCullough come off for the Olympians. Olympians put 3 receivers in the formation this time, 1 in the slot. And David Brown gets taken down hard by number 50 for the Centaurs. And that's Robert Singerman.
Thrown for a loss on the play, 5-yard loss for number 22, David Brown. Oh, call it 2nd and 14 from just inside the 45-yard line.
They call it a loss of 4 on the play. Makes it a 2nd down and 14 for the Centaurs now. Leuzinger again keeps it on the ground. This is McCullough, shedding tackle, still on his feet. And, well, let's see, what's the indication? No indication from the officials yet. Awfully close to the touchdown. Down inside the 10, inside the 5. Looks like they're gonna spot this at about the 1-yard line. Excellent run by McCullough on that play. Let's watch it one more time. There you see McCullough take the handoff. See him try to do the straight arm there. Back to live action now. Once again, they keep it on the ground. And the indication, touchdown. So that was Lamar Johnson on the 1-yard touchdown run for the Olympians.
At 9:31 left in this football game, it's your Olympians 38, Culver High 8.
That touchdown scored at the 9:31 mark of the 4th quarter. Lamar Johnson. Leuzinger again on the ever adventuresome point after attempt. Kick is up and it's good.
Gardo Lopez, point after attempt makes the score. Olympians 39, the Centaurs of Culver High 8.
So the extra point now makes it an official blowout at 39-8 in favor of the Leuzinger Olympians.
Javita McCullough unofficially 70 yards on the ground today. Carries the 44-9.
There you see the long run by McCullough there that set up the touchdown run by Lamar Johnson. And there you see Johnson hitting the hole right in the middle for the 6 points.
Setting the ball up, ready to kick off is Gardo Lopez from the 35.
So Leuzinger kicking off again.
Jamal Carter, number 25, along with
Handling kickoff, Alec Jones.
Carter from the 20.
And there's a fumble on the play. And this fumble is picked up by Chester Johnson. So the Johnson boys, back-to-back touchdowns by the Johnsons. I don't believe they're related, but I don't know that for sure. But I do know this may be the first time in Channel 22 history that we've had back-to-back touchdowns scored by two different guys with the same name within a span of 10 seconds. So Leuzinger scores 2 touchdowns in a 10-second span, fans, to extend their lead now. Oh, and they're calling this one back, folks. So we still have never had 2 consecutive touchdowns. But let's watch the replay again. This is worth seeing, fans. Here you're going to see the Centaur return man head upfield. There's the hit by number 23. Bounces right into Johnson's hands. And they're going to say that Johnson stepped out of bounds. So the touchdown comes back, but it is Leuzinger ball. Here's McCullough with it again. McCullough goes down the sideline. He picks up a first down. He gets down to about the 15-yard line.
15 yards on the carry for number 8, Tavito McCullough.
And I know that Chester Johnson is disappointed at that touchdown being called back. But at least we got it on tape, Chester. You'll be able to watch it over and over. Just edit it out real good. You can tell your grandkids one day, hey, I got in on a piece of that action as well. So it's a 1st and 10 for the Olympians from the 15-yard line. They keep it on the ground. McCullough once again. This time he's going to be stopped after a very short gain on the play. We've got 8:50 and running left in the game. Leuzinger fans enjoying this scoring outburst by the Olympian offense. And their defense has contributed as well. Let's see, the defense has put 2 touchdowns on the board. Leuzinger has 6 touchdowns. Here's McCullough with the carry again. 4 of them by the offense, 2 by the defense. That's not bad. That's a good night's work. And right now, the thought has to be maybe the Olympians should be saving a couple of these touchdowns for next week when they go up against a very tough Peninsula Panther football team that going into tonight's competition was tied for the Bay League lead along with the Hawthorne Cougars. That's what it is. It's a 3rd down and 7. Ball is spotted right at the 10-yard line. They can pick up a first down without scoring a touchdown. Marshall drops back to pass. They let him in. Pass is up, and it's no good. Pass intended for Alpha English. On the defense was Jason Estevez for the Centaurs. Let's watch the replay once again. There you see the screen setting it up. Marshall decides to go for all of it. Had Lamar Johnson coming open out in the short flat. There you see Lamar Johnson coming open, but Marshall goes for the end zone. Pass was a bit high. 4th down play for the Olympians now. And McCullough pushed out of bounds. Let's see if he got a first down out of it, though, because they
Not good enough for the first down.
doesn't look from this vantage point that he picked up the first down. But let's see.
Gain 5 on that last play.
And the Centaur defense does hold, and now their offense takes the field.
Ball will be turned over to the Centaurs at Culver High.
This is a tough position for their offense to be in, deep in their own territory, backed up against their own goal line. One would expect that this will be a situation where the Centaurs keep it on the ground here. And they do just that. Of course, they gain very little on the play. We've got 7 minutes left in the contest, fans. Leuzinger leads by a score of 39-8, courtesy of 4 touchdown runs by Therian Fontenot.
Olympians playing tough defensive football tonight.
3 of Fontenot's touchdowns came on offense, and 1 came on defense. 44-yard interception return for a touchdown. Once again, they keep it on the ground. That's Ashford. And a host of Olympians there to make the tackle. Going to make it a 3rd and 7 for the Centaurs now. Centaurs desperately needing a first down here just to get out from the shadow of their own goal line. High snap out of the shotgun, and this doesn't fool anybody, least of all the Leuzinger defense. So it's going to make it a 4th and long for the Centaurs now. There you see out of the shotgun, it was a high snap, obviously not a play that they run often. That's Foster, number 5, back to receive. Short punt, but a high punt, a lot of hang time. And that ball was touched by the Olympians. Referee indicates that it's still Centaur football. So the Centaurs recover a fumble on the play. And we don't have number 70 in our program, but not a real heads-up play by number 70. And if you see this shot, there's the defensive coach who gives him an earful. So the Centaurs out now at about the 35-yard line. That's Ashford on the carry. Ashford driven out of bounds at about the 40, close to the 40. Let's call it the 39 to be official. They're going to spot it across the 40 now. So it's from the 41-yard line. 2nd down and 4 for the Centaurs. Once again, they keep it on the ground, and this time we got a flag on the play. That was Wallace with the carry. We got 4:26 left in the contest, and it's a procedure penalty against the Centaurs. One thing about number 20, Devon Wallace, for the Centaurs is that it doesn't get a lot of momentum coming out of the backfield on running plays. But when they find a way to get him the ball in motion, like in a pass play, and he's able to get that weight going forward, he makes some things happen. And now we're going to have a flag on the play. This is going to go against Alpha English, and they're going to call defensive holding on this play, and that'll be an automatic first down for the Centaurs. Happened right in front of the side judge, and he was quick to throw the flag. And there you see the indication from the referee that it was defensive holding. Going to see the replay here again, and there you see clearly holding And even though that occurred within the 5-yard zone, you know, it wasn't a chuck. I mean, you can chuck the guy with contact, but you can't hold him. And that's what English was doing. So it's a first down for the Centaurs now. Ball at the 44-yard line. Once again, they drop back to pass. Under pursuit, gets the pass away, and it's incomplete. Alpha English on the defensive coverage for the Olympians. Okay, let's go to replay again of that defensive holding that was called against Alpha English. There you see the holding. You see he's got a handful of jersey, and the sides judge right there throws the flag right away. A no-brainer on that call. Maybe these guys should be baseball officials. Considering some of the calls that we saw in this World Series. Of course, our hats off to the Yankees. That pass incomplete. Dropped. Number 18 may have heard the footsteps on that one. That was Thomas. Now we got another flag on the play, and I think this is going to be unsportsmanlike conduct against the Centaurs because there were no Olympians around. And it was. That was unsportsmanlike conduct against the Centaurs. But let me just complete that earlier thought. Our hats off to the New York Yankees for their outstanding World Series sweep of the San Diego Padres. Any Padres fans in the house? Speak up. I guess there aren't any, so. But that's right, this is Dodger Town, so you wouldn't expect a Padre fan to be lurking around here.
Israel, give him some room.
We got 3:49 left in the contest. Here's a pass. That one's nearly intercepted. So the Leuzinger defensive backs are just completely clocking. Here you see Chester Johnson on the screen. But to complete the thought, they've got the pass patterns at least timed out perfectly. I mean, there's a near interception on virtually every pass that Culver City throws. Now we've got a timeout being taken on the field. Quite frankly, it's of little consequence as to who takes the timeout at this point. Our score, 39-8 with 3:45 left in the contest. We'll take a station break on Lawndale's Community Cable Channel 22. All right, fans, we're back. There you see one of the Leuzinger helmets with the big L, Lou House. And there you see a shot of the band providing fine entertainment for the assembled crowd tonight. And we have gotten our numbers up sufficiently that we can call it a crowd. Next week, Lawndale's Community Cable Channel 22 in a joint production with Time Warner, with the city of Santa Monica. We'll be broadcasting from Santa Monica College the contest between the Santa Monica Vikings and the Hawthorne Cougars.
Hey, this game is not over, dang it.
That promises to be an exciting ball game.
Better be talking to these guys and get beat up every game.
And that was Coach Greer's voice. I was wondering myself who that was. But I'm told it was Coach Greer letting his players know that the game is not over yet. Foster, flag thrown on the play, driven out of bounds at about the 36. Let's see what the flag's about, though. Waiting for the indication. And it's a clipping against the Olympians. That'll back them up 15 yards from the spot of the foul. They're marking it off now, and they're going to mark it down to the 20-yard line. So Leuzinger has put 39 points on the board tonight, looking for more as they lead by a score of 39-8, 3:25 clock running left in the contest. And mercifully, this will be over soon, fans. Not that we don't enjoy it as Leuzinger fans, but I'm sure the Culver City team just wants to get this over with and get out of here. And of course, right now, Olympians running out the clock by keeping the ball on the ground. Let's see. This becomes a stage of the game where you start to get a number of substitutes. And one of the first ones is at quarterback. Now under center is David Guerin, 6'2" sophomore for the Olympians. Hands it off to Danny Atu. Okay. This time out being taken by the Centaurs. Just a production note. For all you fans out there, we call a game on the program provided to us by Leuzinger High School. So if the names and numbers don't match, that's something we need to get with the athletic department to get worked out. There you see our fourth quarter score, 39-8 in favor of the Olympians. And this one you can put in the books. This win is going to help the Olympians raise their record overall to 2-5, 2-2 in Bay League competition. The Centaurs will drop to 1-6 and 0-4 in Bay League competition. There you see a sweep by the Olympians. That's my program says it's Danny A2, but I'm hearing that it's Israel Williams. Is that what it is? Okay, well, Israel Williamson. Again, that's not what the program shows, but we'll get with the athletic department next week and see if we can get these corrections made. For the benefit of the players, we try to give every attribution that we can, which includes giving the name of the player wearing a given jersey, but if that name isn't correct, well, what can we do? But anyway, enough of that. Let's get back to the game. We've got 2:16 left in the contest, and it's a fourth down play. It would appear coming up for the Olympians. It is 4th and long.
Watch them on my center. Yes,
There's a punt, a short one by Foster. And it's going to be downed at the 37-yard line. So the Centaurs will go on offense. 1st and 10 from the Leuzinger 37-yard line. No, a mere. Say 1st and 10 for the Centaurs. Here they go to the air. And this is incomplete. Does it draw the flag? It does. Yeah, they're going to say that Chester Johnson went up the leg, let's see, of the intended receiver. Referee a bit slow to throw the flag on that one. So that interference will be an automatic first down for the Centaurs. Let's watch the replay once again. There you see the quarterback lays it up, and that's where the interference occurs. So it'll be Centaurs ball at the 23-yard line of the Olympians. 1st and 10, under 2 minutes left in the contest. Culver City in an I formation this time. They pitch it back to Ashford. Ashford got some running room and gets down to the 20-yard line. Give him a gain of about 4 on the play. Makes it a 2nd down and 6.
Stop it.
1:30 left in the contest, fans. This time they go to the air, over the shoulder, and it's incomplete. Incomplete. Ruled incomplete. They say that the intended receiver, Robert Jackson, was out of the back of the end zone. Looks like he just didn't handle it to me. The incompletion stops the clock. You say you want to see a replay of that, fans? You want to know for sure whether or not that was a touchdown? Hey, unfortunately, we don't have it. Yeah. And there's a sack by number 63, Luis Guerra. Okay, go ahead. At any rate, the sack. Here you see on the replay, number 63 on the sack. And that was just an arm toss there. And there's a penalty to boot, personal foul against the Centaurs. And that's gonna make it a 4th and forever. They're at the Leuzinger 45. They need to get to the 12-yard line. So all they can do is drop back and just throw this one up. And that's a fumble. Doesn't make much difference that the Centaurs recover it because it's going to be Leuzinger football. So it'll be 1st and 10 for the Olympians. We got 30 seconds left in the contest. This should be the last play of the game as the Leuzinger faithful start to file out. And there you see a pitch back to number 9. And with 13 seconds left, I'm sure that'll be the last play. So for the entire crew here at Lawndale's Community Cable Channel 60, which includes our intern of the night, Randy Oliver, along with Bill Barnes in the truck, Tom Strickfaden, technical director, Andrea Guglielmo on camera, along with Robert Medina, Jose Bravo, and others. I'm Rufus Washington for the executive producer of Channel 22 Sports, Mike Galarza, saying we hope you enjoy tonight's contest and join us next week as we travel to Santa Monica High for the matchup between the Santa Monica High Vikings and the Hawthorne Cougars. But our final here tonight at Olympian Field, Leuzinger comes away with a huge victory, 39-8 over the visiting Culver Centaurs. Join us next week, fans, right here on Lawndale's Community Cable Channel 22. Good night.
We're good.